Thank you so much for being here. This is awkward. The whole crowd's oriented this way. All the cameras are this way. I'm going to just try to go in the middle. Welcome to a beautiful part of our city, and one that will soon be new homes for residents and families who we can't wait to add to this incredible neighborhood. I'm grateful to be here today with so many colleagues who've been working hard on the announcement and the program that we're talking about today, as well as on many other issues related to keeping families in their homes and adding new opportunities for families to become homeowners in the city, and for more housing and more affordability throughout Boston. We have cabinet chiefs here, Chief Sheila Dillon of our housing office, and Chief of Planning Arthur Jemison, and all of their teams also scattered throughout. Thank you for working so hard and so creatively to make sure that we could make good on the promises we made to our communities and translate that into real, tangible results. I'm also excited to be here with elected officials who make up an incredible team of folks who are fighting every single day at the city and the state level to ensure that families have what they deserve. You'll hear shortly from City Councilor Brian Worrell, as well as State Rep Russell Holmes and State Rep Chris Worrell. Thank you for being here. You will also, the real mayor of this area is Miss Marilyn Foreman, who you'll hear from in a little bit, representing the Erie-Ellington Neighborhood Association, but all things Dorchester and especially Four Corners. And then we'll have some of our teams coming up in a little bit as we are making official what we're talking about today. So you'll see more folks as they come. Today we're here to deliver on a promise made earlier this year, rooted in our commitment to address the issue that remains at the top of the list when it comes to challenges that our residents and families are facing. Housing costs that are out of reach for our families have made it more and more challenging for people to stay and afford to live and thrive here in Boston. And to address that, we scrubbed every square foot of city-owned land to find any opportunity where the city of Boston could be a partner in tackling this challenge. And in identifying 150 parcels like this one, we saw an opportunity to not only create new homes for Boston residents and families, but to create new wealth-building opportunities for the development teams who could take these unused parcels of land and turn them into high-quality, affordable, beneficial homes for the neighborhoods. Today, we're proud to announce that we've selected the first 4 development teams to turn lots just like this one into affordable homes for Boston families as part of the first phase of our Welcome Home Boston initiative. These are teams that reflect the talent, the diversity, the passion of our neighborhoods, and we're so grateful that they're taking on this very important initiative to connect our communities and to reflect the needs and the dreams of our neighborhoods. So you'll hear more from Chief Dillon in a little bit, but the 4 teams are the African Community Economic Development Organization of New England, ACEDONE.
Raise your hand. Who's that team? There you are.
Boston Communities.
Yes, where's that team?
In the back over there. Dorchester Design Collaborative. And Norfolk Design and Construction. These teams, in collaboration with our Office of Housing and the neighbors in the area, will develop 13 parcels right here in Dorchester. The result will be more than 60 new affordable homes on Erie Street, Geneva Ave, Glenway Street, Harvard Street, and Norwell Street. These will be available to families with incomes below 80% and 100% of the area median income. These buildings will all be fully electric, multi-unit developments, aligning with smart growth principles and transit-oriented development, close to the commuter rail, subway, and bus services, and multiple blue bike stations, focusing on mobility, sustainability, and accessibility for the families who will build their lives here and the neighbors who are ready to welcome them. This fiscal year alone, the City of Boston has committed $60 million to funding affordable housing initiatives. Some of those funds will be used to subsidize the construction of these housing units, ensuring that the new homes being built here are actually affordable for moderate income families. So I want to congratulate all 4 of these teams and thank them for being just a few of the many, many examples of the outstanding businesses owned by women, veterans, and people of color here in the city of Boston that we are blessed to be able to call our partners in this critical work to keep our families here and to build generational wealth in our communities. Over the next year, these teams will work with Chief Dillon, Chief Jemison, and their offices to finalize the designs and get shovels in the ground as soon as possible. At the same time, shovels in the ground. At the same time, we at the city are going to continue to move with the urgency that our residents deserve. And that's why we're not resting, and today we're getting right back out there and launching the second phase of this Welcome Home Boston program. So today we're releasing a request for proposals for the next 26 parcels that we plan to give to developers with the most compelling visions for affordable housing in our neighborhoods. So please spread the word. The goal was to do this in a phased approach so that we could perfect this program as we go. We could learn from what the community needed and what development teams needed. And this second round is going to be even bigger. And we welcome everyone to participate, join in making Boston an affordable city for everyone. Okay, so next I will hand it over to our Chief of Housing, Sheila Dillon.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Mayor. Good morning. It's great to be here this morning with the Mayor and Chief of Planning, Arthur Jemison, and all of you. Today, as the Mayor mentioned, we're announcing, and she just announced the development teams for Phase 1 of Welcome Home Boston. And Welcome Home Boston is an initiative the Mayor kicked off at the State of the City last year, and we've been working really, really hard. It's a very important initiative, one, to develop city-owned resources and land, but also to build homes that people can afford so they can stay in our city. While this initiative will allow our residents to become homeowners, this initiative also needs to provide economic activity to our local development teams. The Mayor announced them, but before we hand out an official letter designating them, I do want to take this minute just to thank a few folks. Councillor Worrell has provided countless hours, many meetings, making sure that neighbors were informed and giving us a lot of guidance on what his district wanted. So I really want to thank Councillor Worrell. And of course, Representative Holmes, who continues to be supportive of building additional housing in his district. He knows that people need homes that they can afford. So we can always, if we do it right, we can always count on Representative Holmes. And I'm jumping right in, Representative Worrell, just another asset in calling me with some frequency about people that need housing, rental, home ownership, and really wants to tackle this housing issue. So I really want to thank him as well. The city also received important guidance on how to structure the development opportunity from the Builders of Color Coalition and Kings Amongst Kings. They not only helped us structure the RFP, but they helped get the word out to the development community, and I really think that is represented here today. Because of this work, 3 of the 4 development teams being selected today are local MWBE developers, and 1 is a nonprofit with local BIPOC leadership. And that was intentional, and that is the way it should be. So we are very pleased with the outcome. And of course, we need to thank neighborhood leaders such as Mrs. Foreman from the Erie Ellington neighborhood. We received input from residents who have owned homes in the neighborhood for decades and many individuals who want to buy a home and be in these neighborhoods. We had focus groups on people that are really frustrated. They want to buy a home and they're getting frustrated, but they were able to tell us, 1, about that frustration, but 2, what kind of homes they want, size, quality. So we got input from a lot of very valuable people. Before I announce the chosen development teams, I do want to acknowledge the staff at MOH that have worked hard to move this effort forward. Jessica Boatwright is with her family in New York today and could not be here, but she was instrumental. Antonio Leash, Dan Lesser, I see Paige Russo here, and Lily Barr. Thank you so much. Barra, thank you so much. So this is the moment where we give out the official designation letter. So I'm hoping that when we announce your name, if you can come up here, get the designation letter, and then maybe stand over here. So at the end, we can take a very good photo. So as the Mayor mentioned, for Erie and Glenway, Acedone, founder Abdul Hussein. Stand maybe over here? Thanks. The developer of the Harvard Ave sites, Boston Communities, Principal Marie Musset and Phil Cohen. The developer selected for Norwell Streets, Dorchester Design Collaborative, co-founders Jennifer Ha and Milo Stella. And finally, on Geneva Ave, we're selecting a developer that we've really gotten to know over the last year and a half and admire and respect, Norfolk Design and Construction. Adler and Dwayne, do you want to come up? So in wrapping up, where do we go from here? So Arthur and I were talking and with a lot of folks behind us, and we are committed to working with these development teams to get shovels in the ground next year. That's going to mean that means that they're going to have to work closely with us, the BPDA, Water and Sewer, ISD. So all of the city teams have got to come together and make this happen. We also have heard that development teams, especially as they grow their companies, need pre-development and technical assistance. So stay tuned. We're going to make a very significant funding announcement, and maybe next week, the upcoming weeks, about really putting resources to these fine teams. And it's not lost on any of us here, especially the developers and myself, that you have a lot of funders today that have shown up and taken some valuable time to be here. Mass Housing is here, the Life Initiative, Eastern Bank. And they are anxious to work with these teams and make sure that they have construction financing. So we are all aligned right now to build some beautiful new housing for our residents. So I'm very, very excited about today and look forward to get going. Is it okay if I now call up Councillor Brian Worrell? Like I mentioned, Councillor Worrell has been instrumental in getting this launched in his neighborhood. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I get excited when we talk about home ownership in our neighborhood. And this is a monumental day for the city of Boston. And I want to start by thanking everyone that's here, Mayor Wu, the Mayor's Office of Housing, Chief Dillon, Director Jameson, the Mayor of the neighborhood, Ms. Foreman, Representative Holm, Representative Worrell, Antonio Lett, Dan, Jessica Boatwright, and Paige, who are all instrumental in making today a reality. Too often in the past, you'll see a big construction project of this nature announced that did not include people from the community in the development, construction, ownership, or engagement. That pattern has left Black and brown residents often feeling cynical about the housing density our neighborhoods desperately need. From the very beginning of this first phase from Welcome Home Boston, we are redefining what residents should expect from the development process. The outreach that the Mayor's Office of Housing has done has been incredible. Our office was proud to support those efforts, from listening sessions, site walks, focus groups, to hundreds of residents engaged directly, and civic and community groups included in the process. All 4 of these development teams are minority or women-owned businesses with some great local people in the mix, included Alex E. Edwards, Kayan Yassin, Stafford Lewis, Marie Musset, Adler Bernadine, and Shabna. These folks are folks we see every day in our community who will have a sense of pride in helping the community welcome home new neighbors. What resulted from that was a proposal for 63 units on 13 parcels from 4 development teams that reflect the people who live and work in our neighborhoods. And 3 of these 4 developments are teams that are new to working with the city of Boston. That means 63 opportunities for affordable home ownership, with a majority of these units, 2 to 3 bedrooms, creating much needed housing stock for our families to want to stay and grow in Boston. It will do what we always want to do, is keep Boston families in Boston. One of my first acts as a counselor was to launch the Black and Brown Economic Empowerment Agenda, which consists of key policy initiatives like diversity in city contracts and home ownership initiatives that have been proven to lift up our communities, and projects like this are exactly what we need to focus on to bridge the gap in wealth and opportunities our communities have faced for generations. I know firsthand as a real estate professional and a lifelong Bostonian that homeownership is the fastest way to build wealth that will lift up not just the individual, but generations. These homes are also LEED Silver, helping us build more sustainable, resilient communities. And that LEED certification will not only help us build healthier communities, but also will help residents who already feel the pinch by the cost of living save a little bit more money on utility bills. And this is just phase one, and I'm excited for phase two, and I'm looking forward to working with the mayor, Chief Dillon, and everyone here on the next 3 phases of Welcome Home Boston. And with projects like this and Governor Healey's proposed Affordable Homes Act, we have tremendous momentum to tackle the housing crisis that is overwhelming the greater Boston area right now. We must continue to find opportunities, but to prioritize projects that help make our city affordable, create pathways to home ownership for Black and brown residents, while also empowering women and minority-owned businesses to benefit from that growth. Welcome home, Boston.
I'm going to pull on the thread that Councilor Worrell talked about when he said that 3 of the 4 developers are folks who have never worked with the city. It is important for you to understand that the thread I'm pulling on is because of the fact that I think it's intentional. I think it has been intentional decade after decade to make it so that it's this difficult to make it in this city. And so it is important to, as Sheila talked about, to have the resources. We're going to not only have these folks awarded today, but also get the resources for development because of the fact that we have to, because it doesn't exist in this city today. It doesn't exist where we have enough Black, brown, women folks who can actually traverse this very difficult system, which we're changing, right, Arthur? We're going to change this system because I believe for so long it's just been intentional. It's been intentional as a barrier just to keep us out. And so when folks ask the question, why am I so committed to doing it, just look around. Look at who won this contract, right, Marie? Look at who won this contract, right? You have to just ask, why would I be in this fight? I look over at Tony Richards and I can tell you, I was in a meeting some years ago with Tony and Crystal, and she's not here today from Mass Housing. But I can tell you, years ago, Governor Baker was being challenged by the Black and Latino caucus about why are we building so much rental. I know that was challenged because I'm the one who was challenging him. And I said to him, and Tony can stand there and tell you, we said we have to build affordable ownership. And I can tell you it was an idea that Sheila created on Harvard Commons at Harvard that made us come up with this idea that we should have it so that we can have the programs that we have today, whether that be in mass housing, whether we did $65 million in funding, is that right, for all of the one wave of housing to making sure that people can buy, but then also now, as we think about Commonwealth Builders, that's what, $200 million? Give me the right number, Tony. Don't make sure I have it. All right, about $200 million we're going to do. And so, how much? Not enough. It's not enough. So that's why when you hear about the bond bill that the governor released yesterday, we're going to continue this conversation. And the conversation has to move towards ownership. It can no longer, yes, we want to, of course, continue to make it so that folks have, renters have a place to live, and we're going to make sure that they, of course, have opportunities to improve their properties as well. But today is about making sure that from beginning to end, from architect, from designer, to builder, to the person who buys that home. When the counselor talked about the fact that the outreach has been incredible, literally we have sent out thousands of communications to people who live just in this neighborhood. We take, here's where we want to build this house. Who are the people around this home? Because of the fact that this is not opportunities. Well, obviously everyone can apply, but this is an opportunity really to take renters who are in these homes today, literally across the street, and make them homeowners. That is truly the goal of this program. I've heard some people say we're moving too fast and should we hand out these lands? Absolutely. It is time to hand money to Black developers, Black architects, Hispanic architects, women, and sell it to people in our neighborhood. So this is the fight we're in, and let's continue to fight. I'm going to bring up my good buddy, Representative Worrell.
Good morning, everyone. Been in this seat for about 10 months, and I have some true juggernauts that have been paving the way for me. I want to thank my my brother and my city councilor, Brian Worrell, and and I want to thank Representative Holmes as well, and of course my mayor, Mayor Wu. It's truly amazing when you look around and you see black and brown people at the table. Not only at the table, but taking from the table. And this is what it's all about. This is my community where I grew up at. I used to cut through this pathway right here to get to my house down the street, 2 blocks away on Hewan Street. And now to know that this is going to be filled with home ownership opportunities. And not only home ownership opportunities, but developers that look like me, that look like this community, and from this community. It's truly amazing here today, and I thank you guys. Representative Holmes said, just say thank you. So I'm going to say thank you.
Good morning. It's so nice to see so many of you in our neighborhood. So many of you. This is wonderful because anybody who knows me knows that I love people. And I kind of feel oftentimes that when we come together, we don't have enough people. And I see people walking up and down, looking at the windows, looking for the for rent signs and different things like that, because they want to be in this neighborhood. They want a place where people feel, you know, like they're part of something that helps the growth. So while I love this whole idea of developing and having more people in our community and helping us to build and shape, working alongside our elected officials, our mayor, and our housing experts, the chief and all. I feel like with all of this, you know, we can't leave out like the commercial space. We want this to be a walkable community, right? We want people to be able to pay to help to build those businesses as well and welcome that into our neighborhood. And even with all of that, with all the housing, with all the people, with all the walkability, with all the commercial space, we need open space, open active space. So across the street, we do have our playground, which Erie Ellington and Brinsley Partnership Neighborhood Association designed and helped bring here over 10 years ago. We redesigned it. Just a couple of blocks down the street with Red Bull and Jaylen Brown, we redesigned and have a new basketball court. And hopefully soon we'll bring pickleball. We have bikes and all of that. So it's going to be a very active community. And congratulations to all of you. I am so looking forward to being a part of your life and you a part of ours. Thank you so much.
And next up, we wanted to invite up one of the teams to share a few words. So the ones who will be developing this very parcel. So I want to invite up Mr. Hussein from Astodome to share.
Good morning. My name is Abdul Hussein, Chief Executive Officer and the founder, African Community Economic Development. Today is very much, to us, it's an historical day. We have been certified as a Community Development Corporation 2021. This is going to be our first project, but we have a great track record. We have been helping the community and working for the past 30 years. A lot of immigrant community and refugees and a lot of other, low-income families that we have been engaging and developing, programs that can really address their issues. So we are not only interested developing this vacant land. We are also interested families who are moving in this property, what programs and what development they will be anticipating. Astodome will be presenting a lot of opportunity and support for those families, and we're going to really transform this community as part of our community. So we are very much delighted given the opportunity today. One of the key areas that we are very much interested, we have been experiencing a lot of our young professionals who are the backbone in our community and the families are actually leaving the city because of lack of affordable housing. This is an opportunity to address that issue, and we're hoping that we're going to keep them our asset in our community with the leadership of our Mayor Michelle, and the whole team. And I'm delighted to be part of this. Thank you for everybody. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Any questions from media on topic? Okay, great. So let's take a group photo. And I want to invite up any of the other team members from the city, from any of the development teams. Please come on up and join us for the photo.